Hey, what's up guys, TechTime here, and I am back again with a brand new video. I know it's soon, but here we are, we're back, and as always, before we begin this video, I want to thank you all so much for watching. And if you can hit that subscribe button right below for more tech videos and more unboxings and reviews and things of that nature, go ahead and do so. Hit that subscribe button, it means a lot to me, and thanks so much for doing that. And if you want to follow me on Snapchat, link is right here and one in the description. I'll follow you back as always. And okay, so now, don't let this fool you. This is, ladies and gentlemen, is the 2017 Samsung Galaxy J7. So it has a lot of names, like the Galaxy J7 2017, the Galaxy J7 Perks, the Galaxy J7, I believe, like V, but in the end, it's the same phone, just different names. I don't know why carriers decide on doing that, but it is what it is. It's the same phone. So here it is. Here's how the phone looks like. And if you're familiar with the J3 Prime that I did an unboxing and a review on, links in the description. They're really identical in terms of design. The differences in design is in the display size. This one supports a 5-inch 720p display. This one supports a 5.5-inch. Unfortunately, it's a 720p display. And I'll talk a little bit more about the display in the upcoming minutes. But that's that. So they're pretty identical in terms of looks, as you guys can see. So let's put that to the side and go back to the J7. Alright, so J7. Specs. This one supports a 5.5-inch HD 720p display, like I said before. It has a Snapdragon 625 processor with 2GB of RAM, which might not seem like a lot for a phone this size, but it should be plenty, especially since it's supporting Android 7.0, which should be efficient on the RAM and the processor. So this phone actually performs really nice and really smooth. I really enjoyed the performance of this phone. The perk of this phone is that it supports a really nice large battery, a 3300 milliamp hour to be exact, and this battery lasts more than 1 day of heavy use, because since the display is 720p and the processor isn't that battery hungry, the overall battery life it gets an A+. Yeah, this phone is really nice in the battery department, in my opinion. I don't know how your usage may vary, of course, but yeah, it's tough to kill this phone in 1 day. Alright, so the downside of having a display that is only 720p on a phone this size is that, I mean, from a normal viewing distance, it's pretty good because you can't tell where the pixels are at. But if you actually get it closer, yeah, you can start to tell that this phone gets a little bit pixelated, and it's not a nice look. But, I mean, if you keep it at a normal viewing distance, you should be more than okay. And this phone comes in at $150, so it's a budget-friendly device, especially for a phone this size and with the type of power that it has. And this, again, the Snapdragon 625 is a really nice processor, especially for a phone this size. And yeah, let's discuss the camera. So the back has an 8-megapixel sensor, and the front has a really large 5-megapixel sensor. And the back also shoots video at 1080p at 30 frames per second, which is kind of nice to see. So you can also double tap to launch the camera, which is a really nice feature that I liked on my personal Samsung Galaxy S6. So double tap, and the camera quickly launches, and you guys can see me. Alright, so here it is, and I've took some sample shots. The front-facing camera it's okay. It can definitely get the job done for selfies, and it's a wide-angle camera, which is really nice, and I really like that. So you can get as much as you can in the shot. Not a really selfie person, as you guys can clearly see in this picture. So the rear camera, the 8-megapixel sensor, it can produce some really nice shots for a budget smartphone. So obviously it does not compete with flagships, but it's in the budget world, it's really nice. So the detail, there's detail, the pictures are sharp. The camera experience on this phone, if I were to rate it from a scale of 1 to 10, on the budget world, it would definitely get a solid 8.5. I really enjoyed the camera, especially with the double tap to launch the camera. Really nice from Samsung to add that feature on this phone. Okay, so we talked about the camera. I touched up on performance, but like I said, launching apps and daily tasks They're really nice, they're really smooth. Performance should be no problem for this phone. Lasts all day, easy. Charging it might take a little bit longer. I believe it does not support quick charge, but it's worth it. The battery is really nice on this phone, and it's removable. And it also supports an SD card. It's standard with 16 gigabytes of storage, but again, supports an SD card to up to 128 gigs if you want to add additional storage. So there's that. Overall, this phone, I mean, it's familiar. Speaker quality is similar to the one on the J3 Prime. There's nothing different about that. But again, like overall, the design is also really similar. I really like the stealthy black color, as you guys can really, if you've watched the review, you could tell that I really like the stealthy color. And design-wise, it looks really nice. Now, the cons of this phone are the following. Some people might not like big phones. It gets uncomfortable if you put it in your pocket, and it's kind of hard to use this 5.5-inch screen. Especially with bezels that are this big. But I mean, I'm not going to talk about the bezels, because I mean, again, it's a budget phone that costs $150. Okay, the other con that I have is the display. I wish the display was a bit sharper, like a 1080p panel, but I know it's kind of tough in the budget world, but I think Samsung could have pulled it off. 1080p panel would be nice on the next version, because really 720p is, I don't know, for a phone this big. Display quality is nice, don't get me wrong, but the resolution is a bit off. I wish it was a bit higher resolution. And hopefully in the next version we also get the AMOLED back. I remember in the J7, the previous version, it had a front-facing flash. I don't really care for front-facing flash, but it had a better display just because it was AMOLED. And I guess they moved to the IPS panel. Hopefully in the next version we come back and see the AMOLED. So let me put this phone down, and let's end this review with a conclusion. So this phone is $150 off contract. You can get it, I believe you can get it with T-Mobile, Boost Mobile, Sprint, and other companies. So check your carriers. But yeah, so overall, really enjoyed using this phone. It's really nice. If you have the J3 Prime, I would stick to that if you're not really if you don't really care about that faster processor or the better camera. But if you really want that, the better camera, the fast processor, I would go to this phone, but you'll sacrifice resolution, because the J3 is sharper than this phone since it's smaller, but the battery life on this phone is really nice. So just for that, this is nice. But again, okay, overall, it's your own opinion. If you enjoyed this review, leave a thumbs up. I really appreciate it, and hit the subscribe button for more tech videos. Hopefully soon we'll get to that 1,000 subscriber point, and I will do a giveaway. And I will do a giveaway then. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.